Hi, welcome back. This is going to be a bit of an overview of what I have planned for the first week of the fat loss and fitness challenge that my sister and I are starting with our local gym with about 20 odd other people. So I calculated out yesterday what amount of protein we would need to eat to also be able to build some muscle, and it's worked out at roughly 160 grams. So remember, that doesn't mean we just have a 160 gram piece of steak or piece of chicken. That actually has to be the viable protein content of the food. So yesterday I made up for our breakfast, because we both work and time is of the essence. We don't really want to be cooking first thing in the morning. I'm aware that it is good for our blood sugar to try to have protein for breakfast if we can. But for the sake of convenience, I've actually decided to make for us some overnight oats using, say, a third or a quarter. I think I ended up doing a quarter of a cup of oats for each of us. Then I put in some chia seeds. I worked it all out with psyllium. We also put in some cranberries, some LSA, so linseed, sunflower and almond meal, some sultanas, and I mixed it all together with some coconut water and natural yogurt. So then we portioned that out so that we have breakfast every day now, sorted, a grab and go breakfast. If we don't eat it first thing, that's okay, we can eat it when we get to work. And that has 250 calories in it. It's got 6.5 grams of protein, which is not a lot. There is 6 grams of protein in one egg. So yes, I could be getting more protein at breakfast easily by doing 2 or 3 eggs for breakfast. But again, it's a time thing. I don't want to do that. So I'm also aware that when we increase our protein uptake, we must make sure that we're increasing our fiber, because we have to be able to get all that protein through our system. Protein can mean that you end up being a little bit constipated if you have too much of it and not enough fiber to help push it through your system. So that's one thing that I've done for this week. We'll see how it goes. In addition to that, I have prepared chicken, just nice small bite-sized pieces, so we can put it on top of a salad, and we'll have the equivalent of around, say, 120 grams of raw weight of chicken, which is probably about 80 to 100 odd grams of cooked weight. Okay, I did put a teriyaki seasoning or something on it, but I'm not too worried about the sugars and salts and things in that at the moment. Right now my focus is on making sure that I hit those bigger protein goals each day. I've aimed for 150. I've achieved 150 like this. The oats for breakfast, so I know the fiber's done. Okay, then I'm also making us a protein shake, which I'll be drinking in the car on the way to work. Into that, I'm adding some creatine monohydrate. I'm going to show that to you. I've got it here. So creatine monohydrate is probably one of the most studied supplements in the fitness industry. And more recently, it has been lauded as being an excellent product, not only for gym junkies, but for everyday people as well, particularly menopausal women and those in perimenopause, because it's been shown to be very neuroprotective. So there's a lot of science on it. It's also used in the gym and part of exercise programs because it increases the amount of glycogen and water in your muscles, so that your muscles have more easy access to the energy that they need when you're doing hard things, so that there is an increase in your volume or your output during your actual exercise. And it's also meant to help your recovery. So your recovery is supposed to be faster. Clear thinking is another important part of what women are chasing in perimenopause and menopause. Brain fog is, or baby brain, is basically what it is, because during the different stages of our lives, our brains are rewiring, and we know that from the research by Dr. Lisa Mosconi, who has written a fabulous book. I've got it on my shelf here, and it is called The Menopause Brain. Okay, so she's done some great research around that. So baby brain, when you're pregnant, your brain is rewiring. When you're breastfeeding, your brain is rewiring. When you're in perimenopause and you no longer need to I guess have as active a role in some of the productions of hormones and things that are happening in body, the estrogen in our ovaries that's being produced is reducing. It's being taken over more by the adrenal glands and by our body fat, which produces estrogen. So everything's changing and the brain responds to that. So creatine is an excellent supplement for women to consider using, even if you don't go to the gym. They're actually doing research as well to see whether this might be beneficial in reducing our risk of Alzheimer's. I think it'd be great to see what comes of that. So creatine monohydrate, I'll be taking between 3 and 5 grams of this. If you've never seen it before, it's just a chalky white powder. It doesn't taste great. It probably just tastes like chalk. Okay, here we go. Here's a little smidgy of it. That's probably my little 5 gram. Oh, not good. Everywhere. Okay, so that's all it is, just a little fine white powder. And I'll just be putting that in with our smoothie, drinking it down, done. So for my smoothie in the mornings, I'm going to be using good quality protein. I like to use the International Protein brand. This is a big 3 kilogram tub that I've got here. I've used International Protein brand for about 10 years on and off whenever I've wanted to add protein into my diet. I'm not sponsored by these people, but I happen to know that it is a good quality protein. So that 3 kilograms only has 75 serves. So between my sister and I having one of these each a day, that's a month's worth. So, you know, if we're going to be having 2 of these a day, then this is going to be used, if we're both going to have, say, 2 shakes a day, one in the morning for breakfast and then perhaps one after our exercise, we'll be going through one of these every 2 weeks. And this tub costs $200. So that's quite expensive, but it's convenient because it's a lot of chewing that you have to do. You've got to eat all that steak, chicken, to get that protein in. You've got to eat and chew all the time. It's exhausting, actually. So we're going to try it with the shakes because it's convenient. And also because by the time I finish doing this gym session of an evening, which will be around 6:30, then by the time we get home, shower, that's 7. I like to be in bed by about 8:30. So I don't really want to be cooking big meals and things either. So I'm going to see if I can get most of my food intake done and dusted through the day. We'll see how that works out. So I've got 2 shakes and I've got the overnight oats. Then I've also got an Up and Go, which is one of those little, should have brought it in, I'll do it next time. A little protein, it's like a little protein chocolate milkshake, which I can take to me in my lunchbox at work, drink it, bit of an afternoon chocolate hit that's actually got some protein in it that I can measure. So that's a good thing. And the other thing that we're having is a little protein yogurt that'll be contributing 15 grams of protein. So I'll have chicken with salad. And then, so that's 150 grams there. So it sounds like I'm not eating a lot, but I actually am, because I'll probably also be having an extra bit of a chicken serve. And let's face it, 100 grams of cooked chicken's not really that much. And I'll have a bit of salad or veggies with it. Again, I might measure my carbs for my potato. I'll concentrate more on sweet potato because it has a lower glycemic index, not going to spike my blood sugar as much. But concentrating mostly on getting that protein in, and let's see how the week goes. I'll give you an update each day to see how we're traveling. All right, hope that's helped let you know what we've got coming up for each day. See you.